Your caravan has arrived at the gates of Naqala to find that the Sultan has passed and the city is up for grabs. 5 Tribes is a unique twist on a worker placement game for 2 to 4 players from Days of Wonder. Players assume the role of travelers who have stumbled upon the city-state of Naqala. Move the local tribes and summon the old Djinn to gain control of the legendary city-state. Will you be able to build palaces or be stuck with a bunch of sand? Let's find out in 5 Tribes. In a 3 to 4 player game, players will take 8 camels and 1 turn marker in the color of their choice. If you're playing a 2-player game, players will take all 11 pink camels and 2 turn markers, or all 11 blue camels and 2 turn markers. Players will also receive 50 gold coins, 9 coins worth 5, and 5 coins worth 1. Players should keep the values of their gold pieces face down to keep it a secret until the end of the game. Shuffle all 30 tiles and place them out randomly to form a 5x6 rectangle, or the Sultanate. Next, mix all 90 of the meeples in the provided bag and place 3 randomly on each tile. Place the turn order and bid order tracks near the Sultanate. Randomly place the starting markers on the bid order track. This will determine what order players will get to bid for the first round. Shuffle the resource cards to create a draw pile. Then lay 9 cards face up to become the market. Shuffle the djinns and place them face down. Reveal 3 next to the pile. Place the palaces, palm trees, and remaining gold within reach of all players. Now you are ready to play. Each round is played in 3 phases: bid for turn order, player actions, and cleanup. The turn order track has 9 spaces on it, 6 with different amounts and 3 0 spots. Each of the numbers represent the amount of coins the player must pay in order to claim that spot on the track. In order to claim a spot, place your turn marker on the spot you want to claim. If someone places their turn marker on the first 0 space, you can also bid 0. Their marker will move to the second 0 marker and you will be ahead of them in the track. Whoever is highest on the turn order track will go first in the next phase. During the player actions phase, a player must do 5 things on their turn. Move their turn tracker, move meeples, do a tile control check, tribe actions, and the tile actions. Players can also sell at the market, but this is optional. To start their turn, the first player will move their turn tracker from the turn order track back to the bid order track. If you go first in the turn order, you will get to bid first in the following round. Then, choose which group of meeples you want to move. There are 3 rules you have to follow. The last meeple must be the same color as a meeple on the tile you are ending on. You cannot move diagonally, and you cannot immediately backtrack. Pick up a group of meeples from a tile, then drop 1 meeple on each tile on the way to your final tile. Once you reach your final tile, you will drop your final meeple and pick up all meeples of that same color. For example, if I dropped this yellow meeple last, I would pick up all of the yellow meeples on this tile. If this removes all of the meeples from the tile, you then gain control of that tile by placing one of your camels there. Control of that tile will never change even if meeples get dropped on it and cleared again. After you pick up your meeples, do your tile control check and perform the meeple actions, then you can do the tile actions. The tile actions are listed in the bottom left corner. If the action has a red arrow, that means it is compulsory and must be done every time you finish your turn there. The 2 compulsory actions are placing palm trees and placing palaces. Placing palm trees gives the player who controls that tile an extra 3 points for every palm tree that is on the tile. Placing palaces gives the player who controls that tile an extra 5 points for every palace that is on the tile. There is no limit for how many of either can be placed on a tile. The 3 other types of actions are optional. There are the market actions, indicated by a coin and a card, and sacred places, indicated by an elder, or a white meeple, and a lamp. The market actions let you pay the number of coins indicated on the tile to take cards from the market. If it is worth 3 coins, you can take 1 card from the first 3 cards in the market. If it is worth 6 coins, you can take 2 cards from the first 6 cards in the market. Remember, you do not replace the cards in the market. If it is a Sacred Place, you can choose to pay 2 elders, or an elder and a fakir card to choose one of the Djinn cards. Not only do they give you victory points at the end, each Djinn has their own special power. Some are activated on other players' turns, others have a cost to perform. Finally, you can choose to sell merchandise. If you choose to do this, discard 1 or more suits of merchandise cards. The number of coins you get depends on how many different cards are in your suit. This can range from 1 coin to 60 coins. The chart for this is on your Handy Player's Aid. Along with all of the other turn options, meeple color meanings, and a full list of Djinns. Once all players have taken their turn, the cleanup phase begins. Simply move down the unused market cards and replenish back up to 9. Do this with the Djinn cards as well. If you run out of market cards, shuffle the discard pile and draw from there. There are 2 ways to trigger the end game. If someone places their last camel, play continues until all players have completed their actions for that round. The game can also end if there are no more legal moves on the board. If this happens, each player can complete their other actions, like invoking their Djinn's power. Once each player has completed their actions or passed, the game ends. This game comes with a score sheet to help calculate the final victory points. You get victory points in the following ways. 1 victory point for each gold coin you have left over, 1 victory point for each vizier you have, plus 10 points for each player that has less viziers than you, 2 victory points for each elder you have, the sum of the victory points for all of your Djinns, 3 victory points for each palm tree on tiles that you own, 5 victory points for each palace on tiles that you own, the sum of victory points on the tiles that you own, and finally the sum of victory points for each set of merchandise that you own. Whoever has the most points becomes Sultan of Naqala. In the case of a tie, players will have to learn how to share the title of Sultan. And that's 5 tribes.